皆さんこんにちは. Welcome to week 3 of Year 8 Japanese for term 2. This week, we're continuing the topic of going places. Our learning intention is still to communicate about going places in Japanese. Our success criteria now is I can say or write where I am going in Japanese using Japanese vocabulary for places. This will be a key focus for this week's lesson, to learn new words in Japanese for different places and putting them in sentences ending in ni ikimasu. So we have learned already, if I want to say where I'm going, I'll say a sentence place ni ikimasu. Place ni ikimasu. For example, Sydney ni ikimasu. Tokyo ni ikimasu. If I want to say I don't go in somewhere, instead of saying ikimasu, I'll say ikimasen. So for example, Brisbane ni ikimasen. Tasmania ni ikimasen. I don't go. And finally, we also looked at the particle ka, which acts as a question mark in Japanese sentences. So if I want to ask a question, are you going or do you go, we'll say place ni ikimasu ka? For example, Mornington ni ikimasu ka? Tokyo ni ikimasu ka? Now let's take a look at this picture, which demonstrates the difference between English and Japanese sentences. For example, if you have a sentence in English, Tom eats sushi. Tom will be the subject of the sentence. Eat will be the verb or the action word, and the object will obviously be sushi. We now know in Japanese that the word order in Japanese is very different to English. Usually, Japanese sentence always ends with a verb. So if we want to use the verb for eat, the sentence will end with tabemasu. We'll start with the subject, which is Tom, but we had to follow it by the particle wa. So we'll start with Tom-san wa, and then followed by the object. In here, sushi, sushi wo tabemasu. So the object is then finally followed by the verb, which goes at the very end of the sentence. Now in this section, we are going to look at a few different examples of ni ikimasu, using some new vocab that we are going to learn. The first one, which we have already covered, is Tokyo ni ikimasu. Tokyo ni ikimasu. I go to Tokyo. Now, following on from Tokyo ni ikimasu, we have the sentence machi ni ikimasu. Machi ni ikimasu. Machi in English means city, so this is I go to city. Machi ni ikimasu. Next example, we have umi ni ikimasu. Umi ni ikimasu. I go to beach. English meaning for umi is beach. Next example, we have 学校に行きます. 学校に行きます. I go to school. Next example, 家に行きます. 家に行きます. I go home or I go to home. 公園に行きます. 公園に行きます. I go to park. And the last example we have is パーティーに行きます. パーティーに行きます. I go to the party. These are the new words we have learned for going places. They are Tokyo, machi, umi, 学校, uchi, 公園, and party. You can put any of those 7 words in the sentence place ni ikimasu to indicate where you're going. Now, the task for week 3 is an Education Perfect quiz called Year 8 Going Places Quiz. We have assigned this for you, and you need to complete this alongside all tasks from week 2 to 3 by the end of this week. Your teacher will be checking your submission of work on Google Classroom and Education Perfect. If you have any questions regarding to the work or the content, feel free to email your Japanese teacher and we'll get back to you shortly. じゃあ皆さん、さようなら。